Do you think the next Percy Jackson book will be a flop? Percy Jackson fans, do not come for me, but I think it's easier to just show you. Assumption, you're gay. I'm being attacked right now. Not that being gay is bad, but rank the Marauders, Lily and Snape from worst to best. I love this question. Coming in at number 1, we have hello guys and welcome to another video. Today's a special video because we are celebrating getting this channel to 26,000 subscribers. As is tradition, in order to celebrate, I asked you guys for some very juicy questions and you guys seriously delivered. You asked me so many that I'm gonna divide this into two. One for specific channels / personal questions and the other one for more specific Percy Jackson questions. But do not worry, I kept the hot takes and the most controversial ones here, so this will still have a lot of Percy Jackson content. Let's get into the questions. You guys did not hold back. Maybe you should have. Starting off with a bang, favorite book outside of the Riordanverse? Am I going to sound so basic if I say the Six of Crows duology? If we're talking about a specific singular book and not a series, and I tend to like series more than standalones, this is a hard question. But my mind immediately goes to Aristotle and Dante discover the secrets of the universe. When I read it, it felt like a shift inside of me. What's your favorite snack? I am a sucker for popcorn. I have become addicted over the last couple of years. I have to have popcorn every single week, but I also have to limit myself to only eating popcorn once a week. My body craves it. My favorite combination of popcorn is sweet and salty. What is a dream that you are working towards or something you wish to accomplish? Right now, something that I wish to accomplish is getting a Patreon page set up so I can post more bonus content there, but still get rewarded for it. If everything goes according to plan, I already have my Patreon, so please, if you can or you want, go support me there. Link in the description. You don't have to. If you want, you can. I'm also kind of writing a book. The book technically is already written because I started writing it in 2017, but now I've just been so inspired to change basically all of it that that's one of my dreams. I really want to edit that book and rewrite it. Maybe even bring you guys along for the ride. What's a skill you want to learn? Maybe drawing people would be something that I would really enjoy learning because I really like drawing, but anatomy is so hard. Also, I binged Cobra Kai last year and now I really want to do karate or some kind of martial arts. I just think that would be so cool. 4, what inspired you to make a YouTube channel? If you look at when I started my YouTube channel, it was May 2020. In my last semester of college, guys, I was so bored that sometimes I would just do homework and study because there was nothing else to do. Dark times. And then in May, Rick Riordan announced that he was in talks with Disney Plus to create a Percy Jackson TV show. I just knew right then and there that I was so bored that I had to talk to someone about it. So I created a channel. The rest is history, I guess. Who are your top 5 favorite book girlies across all the books you read? If you answer this, I'll know Annabeth will be on the list. Love your videos. Honestly, Annabeth does have to be on the list. I'm gonna expose myself right now on this channel for literally everyone to see. But usually when I read a book or watch a TV show or a movie, I don't know why, but usually I gravitate towards having male characters be my favorite character. I don't know. Cancel me. Fair enough. But it's just what happens. However, when I latch onto a female character, I hate that wording, but when I become obsessed with them, I become obsessed with them. Looking at you, Lucy Chen. In terms of book girlies, let me just take a look at my bookshelf. Obviously, Annabeth has got to be one of them. Then also Soya from King of Scars. I have a feeling that I thought about this answer the other day and I was like, yeah, her. Who? I hate it. I'm looking around at all of these books and all my favorite characters are the dudes who raised me. Oh, Inej, obviously I'm talking about Six of Crows. Watch me say Nina. Maybe Jude from The Cruel Prince. Oh, and Blue from The Raven Boys. I love women, but for some reason, when there's a guy who's an idiot, but also brave and loyal, I'm like, god damn it. Would you rather never read Percy Jackson again or only be able to read Percy Jackson again? I'm sorry, I might get canceled for this. Percy Jackson fans, do not come for me, but I will always choose not being able to read a book series over only being able to read that book series. I am a mood reader. I like to do what I want when I want. Whenever someone tells me to do something, especially if it's myself telling myself to do something, I'm like, no, now that you've said it, I'm not gonna do it. I don't know why my brain works that way, but if you told me that I could only read 5 books for the rest of my life, I would rather die. 5 books against endless amounts of books. Dude, I know I love the series, but I'm not insane and I don't want to start hating it, so No, you're not gonna make me do it. Have you watched Arcane and what are your thoughts on it? I have watched Arcane. I watched the first season and the second season when they were coming out. My thoughts on it is that it's a bit overrated. The first season, I kind of got the animation is however, I'm like, the writing is kind of average. This world makes no sense. And then season 2 came out and I was like, okay, I'm glad I wasn't into it because this is a gigantic mess. It was beautiful to look at and I like the lesbians. Who's your favorite character? Any universe? Unfortunately, it's gonna be a guy. I'm not gonna say my favorite character because that always comes down to Percy Jackson, Edward Elric, Styles from Teen Wolf, and unfortunately many other dudes. But right now, my favorite character is Lucy Chen, Sergeant Lucy Chen from The Rookie. I basically started watching that show because of her because I don't usually watch TV shows like that, but now I'm obsessed. If you haven't, go watch The Rookie. It's a perfect time to pick it up. The relationship between Tim Bradford and Lucy Chen has never been done before, and it's the most beautiful thing that I have ever seen. 7 seasons of development. It's done so well. Slow burn fans, this one's for you. What is your favorite song? Any artist? I have a very hard time talking about my favorite anything because the moment I'm asked, my mind just goes. So the first song that came to mind right now is Hits Different by Taylor Swift. Although I'm on a really intense Guilty as Sin kick right now. They're by no means my favorite songs, but they are just the ones that are stuck in my head currently. What is your favorite Right Ordenverse inside joke? Damn, blue hairbrush, guinea pig. I usually go with the damn. But also Grover in that wedding dress. Favorite book you had to read in school? Not an independent reading book, an assigned book. I really love this question. Thank you for asking it. I went to an American school in England, so I read a lot of Shakespeare. I read some Dickens, but my favorite thing was a graphic novel called American Born Chinese. They were like, okay, you have like a month to read it, and they gave us the novel. But then I had a softball game, an away game, and we got on a bus ride, and it was like 45 minutes to get there and then 45 minutes back, and then I just read the whole thing. And the next day at English class, I was like, well, I read the whole thing. I've never been a big lover of school assigned books. I remember trying to read Fahrenheit 451, and it felt like my brain was on fire. Ironically, are you ever gonna quit? If you'll do, I'll go into depression. At first I was like, do you want me to quit? Is that what you're asking? But no, it seems like you don't, so thank you. Probably. I feel like I can't do this until I'm 80 if I do make it that far. Hopefully you'll join my Patreon and I won't have to quit anytime soon. Do you like Alex Fierro as a character? As a character, I love Alex Fierro. I think he added so much. There's a huge difference between reading book 1 and reading book 2 and 3. I love Alex in book 2 and in book 3. What house are you in Hogwarts? Well, I usually always ask you guys to tell me what you think, but this time I think it's easier to just show you. Yes, that's right. I am basic. I am a Gryffindor. If I had to choose another one, I would go with Hufflepuff. But let me know what you think down below. I'm always quite offended, but also interested as to why you think I would be in each of the houses. So far, no one has said Slytherin, and I don't know if that's a good thing. Camp Jupiter or Hogwarts? Are you really asking me that? Hogwarts all the way. Truth be told, there's a possibility that I'll get killed in either of them. Hogwarts! I know I have to do homework, but at least I'm not technically in the military unless I join Dumbledore's army, which isn't mandatory. So I could just go to school, learn magic, play Quidditch, and be happy. Hogwarts all the way. I'm sorry, Camp Jupiter, but that. Why do you slay so much? I ask myself that question every single day. Slay! What's your favorite food? When I was young and dumb, my favorite food were hot dogs, but right now, I'm currently very hungry, so this is a bad question, guys. I'll tell you what I'm craving right now. I'm craving this rice that I had in Tokyo. It was so good, and I dream of it. What is your nationality? Another classic question. I am Spanish. I am from Spain.
I am in Spain without the A.
You're in Spin?
Wait!
What's your favorite Fierro Chase moment? Very good question. There are so many of them. Obviously, I'm a sucker for when they officially get together, technically. At the very end of book 3, when Magnus goes back to his room, after the food fight, he's covered in chocolate and Alex appears in the room. Ever. Magnus malfunctions and he's so cute. But I also have to say that in book 3, when they are on the frozen planets, they're walking over the frozen sea, I think it was, and they're huddled together over the blanket for warmth. And they kiss. So good. What's your opinion of those who write/read fanfiction? This seems oddly targeted. I happen to read fanfiction. I've had several long periods in my life where I don't read published books. I just read fanfiction whenever I get obsessed with a ship that I feel like it's not explored to its utmost potential in canon. Or when I want to fix it fic. Looking at you, Voltron, for both of those. So my opinion is that you do you, and we owe fanfiction writers everything. Obviously there's good, there's bad, there's everything in between, but this just happens with anything. So these people are doing labor for free. So if it's bad, just don't complain, click on something else, that's fine. What inspired you to start creating other than Percy Jackson, of course? The pandemic. I graduated in summer 2020 and I was supposed to have a 6-month internship in Scotland. Unfortunately, I could not travel to Scotland after 2020 happened, so I was stuck in Spain with no future plans. So I just had suddenly a lot of time on my hands. So I was like, how about I do this so I don't go insane? How do you come up with your videos? 5 minutes ago when I was thinking about Ali Hazelwood and her books, they just come up very organically. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna do this just because I want to. And then my brain is like, well, maybe we can turn that into content, and wouldn't that just be so much fun? Sometimes that's how it happens organically. Those are the ones that I like the most. Honestly, those aren't always the ones that you guys like the most. The ones that you like the most usually are just things that have trigger words that I know are just gonna work well with the algorithm, trends that I've seen online, that I've seen other creators do, that I just hop on and do my own little twist on them. And honestly, sometimes what you guys recommend in the comments. So if you have any video ideas, I would love those because I have been making videos for a while. I think I've already surpassed 500 videos. Yeah, that's half 1,000 videos. So if you have any recs, I will take them. Favorite character in Epic? Once again, you guys know me by now. Let me know if you know who it is. If you said Odysseus because he is a main character and a guy, then you would be right, correct. That is the secret formula. A guy, a main character usually, smart but stupid, but mostly stupidly smart, but smartly stupid. Also a guy who is brave and loyal and funny. And Odysseus has it all, especially the dumb part. However, I'm also obsessed with Athena, Circe, and then Telemachus and Penelope are on par with each other. Who's your favorite Narnia character? Oh my god, I love this question. I've never been asked anything about Narnia. I'm gonna have to say that I really like Edmund's development. Obviously, in the first movie, he's a little but you just love to see it. I'm also the 3rd out of 4 siblings, so I connect with him a lot. You get forgotten. But I really liked his development. Even in just the one movie, I think Edmund is my favorite, and obviously Prince Caspian is pretty cute, but I'm gonna go with Edmund. Do you prefer Reyna or Piper? I don't see why we have to compare the two. I would say Reyna, but it's unfair because we get to see a lot from Piper. So maybe if we got to see a lot from Reyna, I wouldn't like her as much. Just from their archetypes, Reyna is more my vibe. Is Bianca D'Angelo overhated? You know she is. You know what this channel is. You know what we stand for here. She is overhated. As an older sister to a younger brother myself, I understand her completely, and I think the only reason why people hate her so much is because they love Nico. And to that I say, check yourself, because Nico would never do that and would never say that about Bianca. Rank the Marauders, Lily and Snape from worst to best. I love this question. Coming in at number 1, we have Snape, Peter, Remus, Sirius, and then Lily and James is my favorite because obviously, who's James? He is smart, stupid, funny, a man, a main character, and loyal, and brave. He checks all the boxes, people. And also, he's hot. I'm this, but I'm also only human. Is YouTube your job? What a question. It's my hobby, jobby. I get paid for it. Not as much as I would for a job, but I do devote a lot of my time to it and a lot of my brain space. Like a 2nd-tier job. Yeah, it will be my job once you guys hop on my Patreon. I'll stop. What is your favorite video you have made? I have made, like I said, hundreds of videos so far, but one that always stands out to me was, I think last year, but during the summer, my cousins and I lived in the same house for 2 weeks, and I decided that I wanted to do a video with them. And I decided that I would pretend to not know them and just find them walking around the street and ask them Percy Jackson trivia. I think it's my favorite video ever. I just look back on it and it was just so funny. My cousins They did such a great job. Please go watch that video. It's hilarious. And a lot of people actually thought that they were random strangers. I didn't just like walk into that house and started interviewing random people. What is your favorite Percy moment? Obviously, there are so many. We have how many books now? You're not getting away from me ever again. It's also really good. So it has to be either book 4 or book 5. Let me lean more into book 5 maybe? The Nobody Touches Her is pretty great, but I want a moment that's more reciprocal. I want a moment where they're both working together. I loved, honestly, when Percy comes back from the river Styx and Annabeth is just like, there's something. She just knows, because they just know each other. They're so good. All of book 5. That's my favorite Percy moment. Do you think the next Percy Jackson book will be a flop? Older readers specifically are liking the new books less and less, but I think Percy Jackson will still always have an audience, specifically now that we're getting the show alongside it. I think that we'll always get new readers, and the younger that they are, the less critical that they are, and the less nostalgia that they have for the main series. So I think those older readers will be replaced with younger, more accepting readers. Accepting of the garbage that he's putting out. No, it's not garbage. I was just very let down with Wrath of the Triple Goddess. And the Nico D'Angelo adventure book. Congratulations on 26,000 subscribers. Thank you. What's the book that got you into reading? Very good question. I'm gonna have to say that it is The Hunger Games. I went to see the movie with my friend McKenna because she had read it. She loved it. She was like, come here, watch it. And I was like, sure. Fine. I love that Peter guy. So I picked up the books because my sister had them and I loved them. I did not start reading that often yet. I had read the Percy Jackson books, but it wasn't until the year after when we met our friend Brooke that they started talking about books and I was like, I want to talk about books with you guys. So I read The Fault in Our Stars just to be able to talk to them. And the rest is history. I guess thank you, John Green and my friends, for kind of, but not directly, peer pressuring me into reading books. What's the most challenging part of being a booktuber? Not going absolutely bat insane over how much footage I have of future videos and how little space I have on my computer. Because every time I download something, it's like, and also not going insane over just having to do this every single week. What's your favorite genre in books? I have been reading a lot of romance standalones lately, which is not my favorite genre. It's just very easy to read, and right now they're making me happy. But what's always been my favorite genre is a series of books that's mostly urban fantasy with adventure and a dash of romance. A healthy dash.
2 shots of vodka.
Hardcover, paperback, or ebook? I am currently an ebook girly, just because you can read them at night. The light feature is so useful. My ebook is very small, so it fits everywhere. However, I can see a good answer for all of this because I think that on my shelf, hardbacks look really good, but the most comfortable ones to read are paperbacks. Should Rick Riordan stop writing Percy Jackson books? He has to finish the trilogy that he's on right now, but afterwards, I think he should stop coming up with stuff, finish up the stuff that he's doing. If he's gonna do like a big finale, do it. Yes, I think he should just focus on maybe just adapting things for now. What's the weirdest, most embarrassing thing you've done as a fangirl? You are looking at it. I have a YouTube channel, for God's sake. I also filmed a parody video of The Hunger Games with my friends when we were in 9th grade. You can watch that, it's online. That was pretty embarrassing because I did scream like I was dying in the changing room of our school, and then people asked if I was okay. At least people cared. But I also wrote fan fiction where I dated Leo and I read it out loud to you guys, and that's also online. Will you do more Magnus Chase videos? I don't think I've ever done Magnus Chase videos unless you're referring to the one where I talked about people being homophobic towards Magnus Chase. I don't know. The possibility is there. If you have an idea, leave it down below. Will you do Epic the Musical ranking songs video? Yes, I have filmed it, I have edited it. I don't know if it's already out. If it's already out, yay, go watch it. If it's not, it's coming. So click that bell button to get notifications every time I post a new video and you don't miss that. While you're at it, also subscribe so you don't miss that. What do you think about Fiyero Chase? This is a perfect time to talk about my Patreon because I did reading vlogs, reading every single book in the Right Orderverse, and yes, that includes Magnus Chase. I think the vlogs for those are like 40 minutes for each of them. That's a lot of minutes talking about mostly Fiyero Chase. So if you want to know all my thoughts on that, consider joining my Patreon. That felt pretty natural. I'll shut up about it now, I swear. Do you think one-sided enemies to lovers, Fiyero Chase, is better than the regular one? I don't think Fiyero chases enemies to lovers. I think people use the term enemies to lovers too loosely. They're never enemies. Alex Fiyero just initially does not really vibe with Magnus, but at the same time, that's just his personality. He just likes being a little bit antagonistic because that amuses him. And honestly, same. That doesn't mean you're a hater. That just means that you're an asshole. So no, I don't think one-sided is better because we're not actually talking about enemies to lovers. If we're actually talking about enemies to lovers, I think it's healthier if it's both. Who's your favorite POV to read in the Percy Jackson series, and have you read or did you enjoy Sunrise on the Reaping? My favorite perspective is, of course, Percy Jackson, though the last time I did a reread on my Patreon, I actually enjoyed Jason's point of view. 14-year-old me would literally stab me in the back. I did read Sunrise on the Reaping, and I have a whole video where I discuss the book with my 2 book besties, so go watch that. We had a very interesting discussion, and I'm sure you'll love them. Game plan to survive a zombie apocalypse. Animals can't get infected, and the corpse don't sink, and they are mid-speed zombies, and it started in the US but spread fast, so all of North and South America, Australia, and the majority of Asia has already been infected, and is spreading across all Europe fast, so it's already wherever you are, hopefully. So I'm in Spain. That is very far away from Asia. I think we would probably, besides, you know, Britain, be the last ones to get infected. I would go to an island. We don't have guns in Spain. We couldn't defend ourselves. I would just maybe prepare for the worst. Does pineapple belong on pizza? Yes, it does. People who think that it doesn't are just haters, because why wouldn't it? You put pineapple on many savory dishes. And pizza, let's be real about it, it's not just Italian anymore. Most people just eat Americanized pizza. So if it can be American, why can't it be Hawaiian? This question is just so funny. How did you earn your subscribers? Honestly, I just either blackmailed people into subscribing to my channel, created 1,000 accounts myself, or just paid people to subscribe. Or maybe I make good enough content, I guess. What has been your favorite video to film? Obviously the one that I talked about earlier, but I also really enjoyed filming my reaction to the epic animatics. Reacting to things is always so fun. But I think the most fun that I've had in videos is honestly when I'm filming with other people. So either with my friends, with my brother, or with my sister. Those have all been super fun. We always ask who would win in a fight, Percy or Harry, but who would win, Annabeth or Hermione? I think it's very nice of you to put Annabeth in the running, but obviously it's Hermione. She has magic, she has smarts, and Annabeth can turn invisible. She's also smart, yes, granted, and she's a very good fighter, a way better physical fighter than Hermione. So if it's an obstacle course, then obviously Annabeth wins. If they have to do trials, then it might be more equal, but if it's a fight, I'm sorry, Hermione is winning. She is the most brilliant witch of her generation, is she not? Who is your favorite epic animatic creator? I love all the basic ones, but I think this one has to be my favorite, just because this design for Odysseus is my favorite. But I also love Gigi and Neil. How do you think Rick got so many books out in such a short time? No comment. Thoughts on the TV series? I have many. I have a whole playlist where I talked about every single episode the moment they came out. That's very good. Please go watch it. I worked really hard on those. But I think I'm actually gonna do reactions to them on my Patreon. Things you didn't like in the TV series. Subscribe to my Patreon and you'll know. Are you going to make a video of making a recipe from the Percy Jackson cookbook? I feel like I'm being called out, and fair enough. I'm pretty sure this book came out September last year, so it's been more than half a year since it came out. I made a video being like, oh guys, tell me what recipes you like and I'll make them and I'll make a video. And then I didn't. I've made this bread several times. It's really good. Filming while I cook seems like a nightmare. I would know. I've tried to do blue cookies for you guys. The perfect situation would have to present itself because it's very hard. Assumption, you're short. Assumption, you're a I know I have no one to compare myself to, but I am 5'8". I'm 173 in centimeters. For some reason, I have a short complex, even though I'm actually way above average. Assumption, you're gay. I'm being attacked right now. Not that being gay is bad, but when I get this assumption, I'm like, why though? Like, I get it. Is it, oh my God, I can't even say that with the earrings I'm wearing right now. Is it the grape earrings? It might be that. I'm not gay. Favorite Grishaverse characters and ship? That obviously has to be Cass, Inesh, and Soya. They're my favorite characters, and my favorite ship has to be Cass and Inesh, but also Soya and Nikolai. What are your thoughts on the King of Scars duology? I enjoyed it, except every single scene that Nina was in, because I think Leigh Bardugo really did her character dirty, and she did not understand what the fans wanted, or she didn't didn't care? Probably the latter. Do you ever think of doing, no, call that again, Keeper of the Lost Cities video? This is another example of me being like, yes, I'm gonna make this, because I read every single book in the series like 2 summers ago, wanting to make a video about it, intending to make a video about it, and I basically wrote like half the script for a video, and then I did nothing because it was just too daunting. So I can almost promise you this, before the next book comes out or when it comes out, I will make a video about it. Now it's in Shannon's court. Favorite Taylor Swift song and album. My favorite Taylor Swift albums, I'm looking at them right now, Lover, Folklore, and Red, Taylor's version. I also love Fearless and Midnights. I think my favorite song from her though has got to be All Too Well 10-minute version. I'm a sucker for that whole song. Favorite Hunger Games character and book. Obviously it has to be Peter Malak. That was terrible. And book has got to be, where are you? Yeah, the blue one, Catching Fire. People always hate on the middle books, but I think middle books are like middle children. They're superior and often forgotten. Assumption, you look like a healthy human being that doesn't do any type of drugs or anything that would seem bad about a person or creepy. Well, thank you. That honestly is very flattering. You would be correct. Superior human here. Though healthy, I wish I were healthier. I have to work out more and eat less cheese. Have you ever met Rick or any of the cast? It's also flattering that you think that I would have done this. Unfortunately, I don't think any of them have ever come to Spain. Rick has done tours in the past and he has never been to Spain, or at least that I know of by now. I don't know if I want to meet Rick Riordan. I think I would just be shell-shocked. For some reason, I know I shouldn't be embarrassed, but I would be kind of embarrassed because I think he generally really enjoys meeting younger fans more. So I would just be here like, I have a YouTube channel where I almost always talk about your books. I'm 26 years old and I have been reading these books since I was 13, 14. I don't know. I would love to meet the cast. Make that happen. Assumption, you have 3 maxi dresses in your closet. I think I have the sum total of 1 maxi dress in my closet, and it's in my signature blue color. You probably think green is my signature color because I did not think about this when I wore this top today. I match my walls. I'm tall, so whenever I put on a maxi dress, I'm like, I just look like I'm wearing a tent. If you were in a book, what book do you think you would be? If you were in a book, what book do you think you would be?
What would you do if when you're okay, so he said yes would go? I don't know what you mean there, babes.
So am I a book or am I in a book? If I were a book, Loveless. That's so terrible. But if I were in a book, I don't know why the first thought that just popped into my head was any Ali Hazelwood book, because I just wanted to do the Bunsen burner.
I am a woman in STEM. Bunsen burner.
But I do not think I have a scientific brain, so maybe not that. When did you start/realize you were falling in love with books? Either Percy Jackson or The Hunger Games. Those were the 2 times that I was like, I am obsessed. I am reading these at a very, very fast pace that has never happened before, and they are consuming my every waking thought. You know, I'm a very obsessive person, so when I know, I know. What book would you reread thinking it is the first time you read?
I don't know what you mean there, babes.
Does this mean that I have forgotten that I've read this book? I'm just like, this is so bad that I forgot that I read it. Or do I wish someone would erase my memories and to read it again? If someone erased my memories, then I'm thinking something with the twist. I just looked at the All for the Game series. No. I think I like that one better because I've read it more. I know if I read it again, I might not like it. Not that one. Ooh, maybe 6 of Crows. Oh, yes, definitely 6 of Crows, because the first experience is way better than any of the next ones. Best duo in Percy Jackson, not a ship. I think Percy and Talia are a very good duo, and honestly, I'm quite saddened that Rick didn't include them more. Also, I would have loved to see more from Annabeth and Jason, or Jason and Raina. I think they had very good dynamics, and also Annabeth and Leo. God damn it. Leo and Piper are probably my favorite duo out of that series. The moment that Piper jumps overboard into the sea to hug and kiss Leo on the cheek because she was so worried about him changed me. What are you currently reading? I'm currently doing like a marathon of every single Ali Hazelwood book because I want to rank them for you guys and talk to you guys about them. I have so many thoughts and opinions and feelings about that. That woman. Favorite music artists beside Taylor Swift? Olivia Rodrigo, La Oreja de Van Gogh, 17. I listen to musicals a lot, so I guess Jorge. Do you have pets? Yes, I have 2 little dogs. They're the most adorable thing ever, and I just love them so much, even though Max farts a lot and Koda, there's not a single thought behind those eyes. You're a sunshine person, however, you always fall for the Moon Knight guys in books. I'm glad that you included the in books thing because I never fall for guys in general. Actually, no, I think most of the guys that I like are pretty sun-coated, but they're very three-dimensional, so I don't ever go for the moody, mysterious guys. Unless we're talking about Cass, then yes, he's an exception to the rule. I've talked about my favorite guys before. One of my favorite male characters ever is Hinata from Haikyuu, so not very moon, night coded, no. And am I a sunshine kind of person? I guess I am, and I guess that's the image that I present in this channel. Let me know what tropes you think I fit into. What is your favorite / least favorite Riordanverse series? My favorite is Percy Jackson, and my least favorite, you'll have to watch this video to find out. Do you like the Percy Jackson TV show or musical better? I've done a whole video about me and my brother going to see the musical in London. It was a life-changing experience. Please go watch that video. It made me so freaking happy. I'm just gonna have to say the musical. It's the Percy Jackson adaptation. No one has ever gotten Percy Jackson like the people who produced that musical. Not even Rick in 2025, to be honest. What's your OTP? Not in the right orderverse. Right now, it's Chenford. It's Lucy Chen and Tim Bradford. I'm sorry. I'm gonna not shut up about this ever, but right now that is consuming my soul. Favorite Heartstopper book? I'm gonna have to go with the first or second one because I think those are the ones that have more going on. I feel like we've been stuck in this loop about just, oh, I'm sad you're going to university, or oh, I'm sad that I'm going to university for too long. Assumption, I think you would hate people who are super outgoing for no reason. Like the people who feel the need to know everything in your life at the time. I think more than outgoing, it's someone who's very forward, and yes, probably. I'm a more reserved person. It takes a while for me to get comfortable around people. Looking at you, Rachel Elizabeth there. I think you also organize stuff either way too much or barely at all. You know it, girl. I am a 0 or 100 kind of person. So either everything is perfect or all of it is in a pile for a week until it becomes so ungodly to look at that I'm like, everything's gonna be perfect again. You will never see me with a middle ground. Congrats, what is your favorite fantasy book? Well, I really enjoyed these books, though I don't know if I would recommend them to you. And I recently read Akotar. That was fine. I had a lot of thoughts about that. I'm making a video, do not worry, there's so many thoughts. Recommend fantasy series to me, that's all I want. I feel like I've asked that several times in several videos, but that is honestly all I want. I want to stop reading romance standalone books. I'm in a rut. I've been reading them for over a year and they're good and they make me happy, but they are just fast food for me. I crave being obsessed with a fantasy series. It's like 5 to 6 books that has romance and adventure and is basically Dungeons and Dragons. Do you have any book recommendations for 10 to 15-year-olds? For that, I guess I would just suggest reading the books that I read when I was the age. So Percy Jackson, all of it. Harry Potter if you buy secondhand. Then the Gone series if you don't mind a little bit of a more scary book, but it's so good, guys. It's so freaking good. More people should read the Gone series. Then the Hunger Games, I also read the Maze Runner and liked it. I loved The Darkest Minds. Do yourself a favor, read that. Then this one is a bit longer, but the Cinder series, that has a name. The Lunar Chronicles. Those are the most appropriate that I think that I have. Question, how did you figure out your sexuality? I am actually thinking of making maybe like a whole video for Pride this year. It's actually something that I've been meaning to do for a while since I've had my channel. It's such an intense thing for me to do because all of my family follows me. While I'm okay sharing things like that with complete randos like you guys whom I don't know, it's different when it's your family. I know they don't watch my videos, but if it's in the thumbnail and the title, I would be interested in doing that. So if you have any more questions like this about my sexuality, please leave them down below. I am planning on making that video. And how did I know? A culmination of a lot of things, a lot of years, and a lot of signs that really went over my head. Assumption, you love smart x stupid love dynamic trope. I kinda do. Obviously, Percy and Annabeth are one of my favorite couples. Neither of them is dumb. Percy is slower on emotional stuff than Annabeth is, which is why I like it. And Percy has less knowledge about the Greek world than Annabeth, so sometimes he does appear stupid even though he really isn't. He just is maybe ignorant of what's actually going on. But I don't actually like actual dumb characters. I like it when they're smart like everyone else, but sometimes they're just dumb. Looking at you, Odysseus. Question, what other series can you recommend that you really loved? I really loved the Aurora Cycle, the Illuminae series, Memorias de Dune if we're talking Spanish, All for the Game if you hate yourself. Basically all of Cassandra Clare, unfortunately, I'm one of those people. Keeper of the Lost Cities, I enjoyed. The Cruel Prince, The Raven Cycle, and Simon Snow will always have a very special place in my heart. Assumption, you're 27 years old. If this comes out before December 4th, 2025, I am not. I'm still 26. You have 2 siblings. Random. No, I have 3 siblings. My oldest sister, Marta, my older brother, Carlos, and then me, and then Juan. You started reading when you were 13. About that age, that's kind of creepy. I read in middle school, then stopped reading when I changed schools because my friends didn't read, then changed schools again, then my friends did read, and that's when I picked it back up. Are you dating anyone? And if so, do they like Percy Jackson as much as you do? No, I don't. How many times have you reread Percy Jackson? 5 to 10. Who's your favorite author besides Rick Riordan? Because it's safe to assume it's him. I don't think it's him. I think he wrote one of my favorite series ever, yes, but I don't think he's my favorite author. Right now, I'm leaning towards Taylor Jenkins Reid. Who's your favorite character in the Raven Cycle series? Thank you for asking. I love a dumb, smart man. So you guys know it has to be Richard Yancey III. There's something about him. I love him. I also love Blue. I love every single one except Noah. All the ships are so good in that series. Also, would you ever consider making a Raven Cycle themed video? I actually already have. I did a video about the new Ronin trilogy, and maybe I'll do a video about graphic novel. And when they decide to finally make a TV show, I'll be there. Felia is the type of person who finishes books even if they're terrible. Yes, I am. It has cost my mental health dearly, but also I am probably the most stubborn person that you know, stubborn and competitive against my own self. Yes, I finish books that are complete looking at you, hot milk. My assumption is that you are aggressively pedantic. Let me look up what that means. Pedantic, excessively concerned with minor details or rules, over scrupulous. It depends if it benefits me or not. I wouldn't say that I am though, but I am offended. Question, how do you figure out your arrow A's? A lot of people horny on main, and I was like, what? Assumption, you don't watch streams on YouTube or Twitch. No, I don't, especially on Twitch. And honestly, the only people that I would watch something like that from are Dan and Phil. Assumption, you love and worship the grumpy ex-sunshine trope. I guess in theory I do, but I like well fleshed out characters. I love this pairing and this pairing and this pairing and this pairing. Okay, I guess I do, but when they're very fleshed out, okay? I like when 2 characters in a ship are complementary. So they have one thing in common, but then everything else about them is like very different. I'm assuming that you've read all the Harry Potters. Yes, I have. Every single one of the Harry Potters I have read. I think twice. So what's your opinion on the movies? I actually think that the movies are very good, that they hold up, and they have no reason to be making a TV show. Have you read all the Young Dudes? I have. Actually, look, I'll prove it to you. Look at the sticker that I found randomly one day at a convention right after finishing that book series, that fanfic. I saw this and I was like, shut the f up. What do you mean this exists? It's my recipe book for bread. So I have, and I hated the ending. If you could say one character from fiction, who would it be? This does not apply to just the Riordanverse. Percy is a good boyfriend, but he has other things going on. I can't believe I just thought of Andrew. Like, no. Actually, Neil. I can kind of see it. I think Neil would be a very good boyfriend. He's very devoted. He would kill people for me, but not like in front of me. Maybe Neil. But Lucy Chen. I imagine you're more of an introvert in real life. Yes, I am. Every time I make a video, my mom's like, oh, you act so well. This is how I actually am. Inside. I just don't do that with strangers because I'm introverted. You just have to get to know me, and then yes, this is how I am. You have to unlock this personality. You spend too much money on stupid crap. See something super unnecessary, but the next second you've bought it, you know? Maybe before, but right now I have this rule where if I see something, I'm very obsessive, so I'm like, I want it, I need it. I put it on a note, and if I still want it or need it in a week or in a month, then I'll think about getting it again. At one point, you just had a period in your life where it's just blah, life sucks, then you die. Don't we all? Am I in it right now? Maybe. Actually, life does suck and then you die, but there's just so many little things in between. The other day, I just did a book discussion with my 2 best friends, McKenna and Brooke, and I was just so happy afterwards. And I was like, yeah, life sucks occasionally, maybe all the time, and then you die. But sometimes you just have those perfect moments, you know, and it makes it all worth it. On which languages do or did you read your books? Most of my books are in English, but I also have read them in Spanish and I guess French and Portuguese for class. Are you reading all of your books in English? Right now, yes, because all of the authors are American or British, or they write in English, so I prefer typically to read them in the language that they've been written. What is your job? Education, study translation and interpreting. Was it hard to pick what you really wanted to do? It was. It was extremely hard because I don't feel like I've had a vocation at any point in my life. Would I change things now? Maybe if it didn't derail everything. Maybe if I could go back, I would just say go to like pastry school or something, because I really enjoy making bread, or something more specifically book related, or maybe something in media. Picking your major is the hardest thing that you can do, but life goes on and you can always go back and choose a different path for yourself. I assume you went to school in a foreign country, and I know that you live in Spain. That's a little bit creepier, but I do live in Spain. I did live in England for 4 years. I think that your favorite food, aside from any and all blue food, is carbonara. You are thinking of my brother Juan. And honestly, it has been proven psychologically that blue food is the least appealing food ever. So now every time I look at it, I'm like, I understand. It's for the meme. It's the Percy Jackson of it all, but it doesn't look appealing. I understand the psychologist. What's your favorite Olivia Rodrigo song? I love So American. I love the fact that it's her only happy love song, but I'm also obsessed with Obsessed. Do you prefer a signed copy or a special edition? I would say special edition, unless a signed copy is something that I have gotten signed myself or that has my name on it. But if you are willing to give me either of those, I will take them. What's your opinion on the Percy Jackson show? Patreon. What are your opinions on Fleur Delacour from Harry Potter? I think that she was done dirty in the movies and by Molly Weasley. I honestly think that it was a little bit of internalized sexism on her part, being so hard on her. And honestly, I think that Molly Weasley is probably a little bit sexist herself, being surrounded by guys all the time, and the only woman that she socializes with is her daughter, because she is very rude to Hermione in comparison to how she is with Harry. What's your opinion on putting spice in a YA book? I don't think people do that. The only one that I'm thinking about is Check and Mate by Ellie Hazelwood, where the characters are 20 and 22. It is considered YA, but there is a fade to black. There is makeup, there's allusion to other things that could happen but don't. So that's the only one that I can imagine right now. But I think the moment it has spice, it is considered adult. If not, I don't think it belongs in YA. That's it. An hour and 12 minutes after I started recording, and 10 mentions of a Patreon that I still haven't set up, and we're done with this Q&A. I'm so happy. If you notice, I included some questions from like 2 years ago, because I did ask for Q&A questions and I didn't answer all of them. So I was like, well, now is the perfect time. So I hope I answered your questions and I made you want to watch the other videos that I mentioned here. I think this video convinced me that I need to make a video all about being Arrow Ace. So if you have any questions about that, please let me know down below. I would be very happy to answer them if they are respectful. If not, they will be deleted. Thanks to every single one of you who left questions. I love seeing them, especially when they're not Percy Jackson related, because you guys come up with really good questions. Your assumptions, sometimes, they hurt my feelings, but that's fine. They're still funny and not short. If you think I'm short, get that thought out of your freaking mind. But other than that, they were all pretty respectful. Hopefully we'll make it to 27,000 subscribers and 30,000 before the end of the year. I would love to be at 35,000, or if we're being honest, at 40,000 by the end of the year. I don't think we'll get there, but please leave a like if you like this video and subscribe. That really helps my channel, obviously. Also, do all the other things. Comment down below, click that bell button so you don't miss any videos like the ones that I mentioned, and the epic video coming, or maybe came. I post videos just like this every single week, and I guess I'll see you guys next time. Bye!